When you start working in Germany, there are 3 things you quickly notice about your payslip. First, your gross salary always looks much better than your net. Second, taxes take a big bite out of your income. And third, the biggest deduction isn't taxes. There's something else, much bigger, buried in your payslip. You come to Germany for a new job, you see a big salary on your contract, and then boom, your first payslip shows a net income that's thousands less than you expected. That shock is something every expat goes through. So the question is, where's your money really going? Let's start with the part everyone expects, taxes. Germany uses a progressive income tax system. The more you earn, the higher your tax rate. At the low end, income up to around 12,000 euro is tax-free. Then rates begin at 14% and gradually climb to 42%, with a top rate of 45% for very high earners. That's the marginal tax rate, applied only to the last portion of your income. Your average tax rate, the real bite out of your salary, is much lower. With a taxable income of 60,000 euros as a single, you pay about 24% on average. So yes, taxes take a chunk of your income, but they're not the real reason why half your salary disappears. That comes from something much bigger, social security. Your payslip shows 4 social security pillars, but there's a hidden 5th one. Health insurance was introduced more than 140 years ago under Otto von Bismarck, the guy with the most impressive beard in German history. The world's first system of its kind, and you're still paying for it today. It's built on the solidarity principle. The healthy pay for the sick, the young pay for the old, and the higher earners support those who earn less, or nothing at all, like kids or stay-at-home spouses. Contributions are based only on income, not on your health. That means even if you're young, fit, and never see a doctor, you pay the same as everyone else at your income level. You contribute 14.6% of your gross salary plus an additional contribution that can go up to 4.4% depending on your health insurance company. If you earn 5,000 euro gross, that's around 439 euros a month from your side, and your employer pays the same, so you reach the 14.6%. Plus, there is care insurance on top, which we'll cover later on. If you earn above 73,900 euro or you're self-employed, you can opt out of the public system and go private. For many young, healthy professionals, that means lower contributions and better coverage. To see if private health insurance makes sense for you, book a free meeting with us with the link in the description. The second pillar is by far the largest part of the German social security system, the public pension. The contribution rate in 2025 is 18.6% of your gross salary, split equally between you and your employer. That means with 5,000 euro gross, you pay 465 euro each month and your employer pays the same. But there's a limit. Income above 96,600 euros a year isn't counted, just like the 66,150 euro cap for the public health insurance. So if you earn more than that, you won't pay more contributions, but you also won't build higher entitlements. And that's why high earners usually need private retirement savings on top of the public system. And if you want to use ETFs to build your own retirement savings, check out our video linked right here. Because unlike private investments, Germany's public pension works on the pay-as-you-go principle. Today's workers fund today's retirees. It's the so-called generational contract. In return, you earn pension points for everything you contribute. At retirement, these points are multiplied by the current pension value to calculate your monthly payment for the rest of your life. Here's what that means in practice. If you earn 5,000 euro gross today, and you and your employer contribute 930 euros every month for 30 years, you'd end up with about 1,300 euro pension. Not a lot, especially if you're used to living on 5,000 euro salary. And remember, you still have to pay taxes and health insurance on that amount. And with fewer young people and more retirees, the system is already under immense pressure. and that pressure is only going to increase in the future. Next up, the third pillar on your payslip is unemployment insurance. The contribution rate in 2025 is 2.6% of your gross income, and it's only charged up to the same income limit as the public pension. So with a 5,000 euro gross salary, it costs you 65 euros each month, matched by your employer. This insurance protects you if you lose your job, but not if you quit on your own. To qualify, you need at least 12 months of contributions in the last 30, and of course, you must register with the Agentur für Arbeit. If you do, you'll receive Arbeitslosengeld 1, usually 60% of your previous net salary, or 67% if you have children. Payments can last up to a year or even 2 years for older workers. And once that runs out, the fallback is Bürgergeld, financed by taxes, not contributions. The fourth pillar is care insurance, which is always linked to health insurance. The rule is simple. Pflegeversicherung follows Krankenversicherung. So if you're in public health insurance, you're automatically in public care insurance. And if you're in private health insurance, you must also take out private care insurance. With a 5,000 euro gross salary, public care insurance costs you 120 euros each month, matched by your employer. For young, healthy professionals, private care insurance can be significantly cheaper, sometimes a quarter of the public contribution. That's at least how much I pay, 30 euros for me and 30 euro for my employer, PerFinEx. The purpose is to protect you if you ever need long-term care. But it's only a partial coverage system. It helps with nursing services, but costs like accommodation and meals in a care home still fall on you or your family. That's why private top-up insurances is often recommended for people in the public system. Currently, about 7% of people in public care insurance receive benefits, compared to 3.7% in the private system. This higher share reflects the broad coverage of the public system, but also shows why costs are rising and why financing remains a challenge. And finally, the hidden fifth pillar hardly anyone knows about, the accident insurance. And here's the surprise. You don't pay a single cent. It's fully financed by your employer. The purpose is to protect you against work-related risks, from accidents at the workplace to business trips and even your daily commute. If something happens, the goal is to restore your health and earning capacity or to support your family financially. So while you don't see a deduction for it on your payslip, it's still part of the system. And together with the other pillars, it explains why half your salary disappears. If you want to offset some of these deductions and grow your wealth with ETFs at the same time, then check out this video. Thank you for watching und bis zum nächsten Mal.